Whoa, look at that silent walk. What's going on? Wow, you're here like instantly. Yeah, I just wanted to come on for a little bit and just chat, talk a little bit with you guys. I guess it's running the record now for the playback, so I can start talking. But I wanted to come on, have a short little talk here, and tell you guys that I'm going to be making a video tomorrow. I'm also going to do a real live stream tomorrow as well. Valiant One, hello. How's it going? Thank you for being here. And I wanted to go over a couple things that seem to be going on in this time. As many of you know, based on just what the President of the United States said, my last video was about, I'm trying to get down here with the street lights because I don't want it to get too dark, even though I'm only going to be on here for like a half hour or so. Analog, what's going on? Tiffany, Caleb, what's up, my man? Yeah, I'm only going to be on here for a little bit. I just wanted to touch base with you guys and talk about some things that are going on. So, I read a report today, and I'm going to put it in my next video. And the Pope is now calling, well, we all know, because I put in my video the other day where he was, talking with the Grand Imam and basically united all the world's religions and not once mentioned Christ. So that was a whole thing in itself. So the Pope comes out and he calls for a new, how did he word it? A new global authority to combat COVID and all this stuff. And this was recent. This was like within the last 2 days. And I got some kind of event going on here at the field. I live next to a football field, so it's like all the time they got stuff going on here. So he basically comes out and he just starts going on about New World Order. And there are still people out there that just say it's not real or say that's not what's going on and this and that, even though that is what's going on. It's insane. It's really crazy. What are they doing over there? Playing. Looks like they're playing baseball or something. But, so he comes out and he starts saying that. I'm going to read the report to you guys in my video probably tomorrow. I'm also going to do a real live stream tomorrow as well. Also, I was watching Days of Noah's live stream for a little bit, and he had this woman on there. And she's with the World Economic Forum. You guys probably saw it. What's up, Zane? Angel Bulldog, good to see you. Deborah, Justine. Who else is in here? I think that's it for now. I already said hi to everybody else. Laura, hello. Anyway, this woman was going on, and she is a staunch supporter of the whole V passport thing and all that stuff. And she was literally saying that it's a privilege to travel now in the United States. Apparently, it's a privilege, not a constitutional right or even a basic human right. It's a privilege to travel in your own country, or even if there were no countries, just a human being in general, or like any animal out there. It is understood. It's not even something that has to be debated. It's not even something that has to be said. It's understood that you have the inherent right to do what I'm doing right now, walking around. And she says, nope, you have no right to do that. That is a privilege, and you better get vaccinated or you can't do that anymore. And she compared it to drunk driving. That's what these people do. They compare it to like, oh, well, you're not allowed to go murder people. Sounds like that guy needs some new shocks or rotors or something, man. That thing, I wouldn't be driving that. Anyway, so she starts going on about, how it's a privilege and all this stuff. And she says that she compared it to drunk driving. And that's what people are doing nowadays. And I was thinking about that. Leah, hello. How are you? Good to see ya. Yeah, Gandalf, we are their cattle. And you know what? That becomes more apparent every day. This is incredibly evil in nature. And my cigarette went out. Look at that. I don't know what's going on tonight, but there's like all kind of people out. Anyway, so she starts comparing it to drunk driving and stuff, calling it a privilege to be able to, travel within the United States and all this stuff. And, well, I'm sure people are agreeing with that. I'm sure that they 100% agree with that, because for some reason, the people that took the thing are really, really bold in their, what do you want to call it, in their opposition to freedom. And the President of the United States, the day that the President of the United States can come on national television and say that this is not about freedom, he basically said this is not about freedom, this is about safety. What does that tell you? Anybody? Anybody want to venture a guess? What does that tell you? And they demonstrated the fact, and I've been saying this, they demonstrated the fact that the private sector no longer exists. It's just another arm of the government. Business and government has now merged into one. And they proved that to us literally 2 days ago. If the President of the United States can come out, no deliberations, no legislative sessions, no going through the House, the Senate, or anything like that. Hold on, there's people coming. I gotta keep quiet for a minute. How you guys doing? Not bad. Walking around. Anyway, so the President of the United States can come out and there's no going through the House, the Senate, whatever, and he just says, Department of Labor, I'm signing an executive order, businesses more than 100 employees, gotta mandate the shot. And I keep telling people, it's coming to a point, what they're doing right now is they're getting it all set up, they're covering all angles, because there's going to come a day where they are going to mandate this thing for the general population under threat of arrest. And if you come out of your house and you don't have the shot, you will probably be arrested on the spot. People might say, oh, Austin, that's a stretch. They can't do that. But then again, last year, vaccine passports were a stretch. They would never do that. They can't do that. And my response always is, they can't do a lot of things that they've done. They're not supposed to be able to do a lot of things that they've done. This is literally unlawful, the whole thing. Unlawful. Nobody gets it. I don't know where we went wrong. I don't know what happened. Whenever people started outsourcing their intellect, whenever parents started outsourcing parenting, to devices. Well, what do you see nowadays? You see people walking down the street. I just seen the other day. People walking down the street, a little kid in a stroller, and he's got a tablet or a phone or something. That makes me absolutely sick. We are allowing our children to be raised by a third party. That's where we went wrong. I mean, granted, we went wrong before all this by, just being complacent and just by kind of, why is that blue light going on? Look, guys, I'm blue. Dabba dee, dabba die. Huh? Anyway, so Pope comes out, calls for a new world authority in order to combat COVID or whatever, and you got the President of the United States basically declaring war on half the population. Nobody sees it as that, though. They're like, well, he's just trying to make sure that we're all protected. Like, this stuff is really starting to get to me, guys. I know I was blue. Steven, good to see you, man. Educated Choice, good to see you. Yeah, people don't have a brain. You're right, Steven. They do think with their television. And it's amazing the amount of people that take everything at face value, just whatever they tell you on television, that's the end all and be all. There's nothing else going on. It's just 100% true all the time. I've never, ever been that way. I remember being 9 years old and getting letters written home to my parents because we were learning about Kennedy assassination at school. And I would sit there and tell them that Kennedy was killed by our own government because he was trying to help us. And I would get letters written home, and they would tell my parents to tell me not to say that in class because I'm supposed to be learning the right way. What does that mean? This is crazy. This is all insane. It's gone too far. It's gone too far it went too far whenever they sat down at Event 201 and decided to run this thing. That's when it went too far. But you know what? If they have the support of even a quarter of the population, they can get it done, and they've demonstrated that. And now they have people at each other's throats. Literally, families are disowning family members over not getting, whatever. And I see comments, people saying it, people at work are saying it. Oh, my own family won't even talk to me anymore because I didn't take the thing. People in this chat have said that. Their daughter won't talk to them anymore because they didn't get the thing. And, the President of the United States goes on about, oh, I understand your anger with the unvaccinated, and, but we have to persuade them and all this stuff. And then, well, you guys saw the post I put up yesterday where they said that if we can't persuade the unvaxxed to get vaxxed by wintertime, then we're going into another lockdown. Does nobody see a problem with the fact that they can just shut everything down? Whatever happened to, Americans being Americans, just telling the government to go pound salt? If I owned a business, I'd be like, go pound salt. I'm going to keep my business open. Oh, you want to come here and try to enforce whatever? Well, you step foot on my property and see what happens. That's what an American does. But apparently we've become, China or Australia. And people seem to think, oh, it's really bad in Australia. But that's all right because they gave up their firearms. Okay. And if you're not willing to, use them to defend yourself and defend your way of life, then we're just as bad here. The ultimate art of war is to subdue your enemy without fighting. They successfully have done that. Yeah, you're right, Silent Walk. You might as well sign your death certificate when you get that thing. It's insane. And you know what? People at work where I work, people are saying they're going to stand strong. They're not giving in and all this stuff. And I hope that's true. I hope that my wife and I are not the only ones who, stand for it and who get fired. That's really what it's going to come down to. If they say that we have to take that thing, which I'm sure they will, I would hope not, but I'm sure they will, they're going to have to fire me. I don't know what else even needs to be said. There's so much going on. And then you got people trying to say that, oh, Joe Biden's trying to distract you. He's trying to distract you from Afghanistan. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You literally think that his mandate for all the businesses is part of a distraction effort from Afghanistan? They've had this planned for so long. It's got nothing to do with Afghanistan at all. It's got to do with making sure everybody in the whole world takes this thing. When Bill Gates was on those talk shows last year or whatever, and wherever he got a platform, and he said, every single person in the entire world has to take this thing. He was not kidding. He was not joking. And people were like, oh, I'd like to see them try. Like, first they were saying it about passports. I'd like to see them try. Well, they did. So there was no try involved. They just did. Same thing with the business mandates. Oh, I'd like to see them try. Well, they just did. Every single thing that's ever happened. And now they're talking about banning interstate travel and just travel in general. And they're calling it a privilege, not a right. And it's not even something that has to be discussed as a right or a privilege. It's just something understood. You're a human being. You weren't put here to sit in the house. If this was a, just world and a rational, logical world, then the people who are terrified should be the ones to stay in the house. Right? Am I crazy? Yeah, Analog, you bring up a good point. Last year, the nurses and the doctors, they were heroes. You could not say anything about them. They were heroes, and anything less was whatever. Now, the entire world has turned on them. And they're like, oh, don't like it? Go get another job. And then pretty soon it's going to be, oh, don't like it? Don't come out of your house or go to jail. And I've seen people literally say in comment sections that if you don't like it, then they should be able to take everything you own until you comply. How? I used to sit there and think, I told you guys this before, I used to sit there and think when I was reading about the New World Order, like 10, 12 years ago, I was like, how are they going to get people to go along with this? There's no way that these people, these Americans that I see right now, are ever going to go along with this. Well, I was wrong, and I stand corrected, because everybody is going along with this, and not just here. It's worse in some places, but that's just where we are. Well, let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, Michael, the sky is very nice. I mean, there's a couple trails. I'm looking at one right now and a little bit of cover from it, but other than that, it is a very, very nice sky tonight. I just wanted to come on and, vent for a little bit about all of this stuff going on, because they picked it up. They picked it up full speed, and they are not slowing down for anything. Paul says, pay attention, people. You cannot lose your job, and your employees can, I'm not sure what you meant to say there, can not only about money, but the point of giving up your rights. Please check this out or don't use it. You're right if you're saying what I think you're trying to say. Yeah, I mean, we can try, obviously I'm going to try to exhaust all options. Like, I'm going to say, like, I'm going to try to file for religious exemption. I'm going to try anything I can. But if it comes down to it, and what they will try, and what other places have tried, including hospitals, they've said, oh, you have to resign. You have to voluntarily resign. And people believed it, and they resigned. Like a few nurses. Which, no, you don't. Make them fire you. And it's crazy because people are still running around saying, like, oh, a mandate's not a law, an executive order's not a law. But I would argue that they're treating it as such, so it technically works as a law in this day and age. Which, we all know that now. How you doing? If they're treating it as such, then it is. It doesn't matter what laws are anymore, because they don't even follow the law, their own laws. And today is the 20th anniversary of 9/11. I'm surprised nothing went down today. Doesn't mean it won't sometime in the near future, but I'm really surprised nothing went down today. But they got everybody all up in their feels over the propaganda. They're demonizing, Middle Easterners again, which, we just, quote, ended the war, right? Ended the war. It'll be coming. It'll be coming. Yep, Stephen Miller is correct. Executive orders only work when the fools obey them. Yes. The only option that we have right now to rectify any of this is mass non-compliance. If business owners would, talk to each other and be like, no, we're not doing this. We're not going to do this, and, take the $14,000 fine or whatever, challenge it in court under, not a law, they would be overwhelmed. They bank on your compliance. And people, tell me and tell you guys, oh, this is only continuing because you're not going to get your shot. No, this is continuing because you're obeying them. Like, it's like a bully at school. The bully only picks on you if you're compliant and you obey him and you succumb to him. But as soon as you knock that bully out, guess what? Not going to happen anymore. He's not going to mess with you twice. Yep, Angel's correct. That is an ingredient in that. And you know what's funny? Frank sent me a video, and this pharmacist or whoever was opening up a batch of the Pfizer C19 shots or whatever, pulled out the paper, which is supposed to be the ingredients paper. Guess what? It was a blank sheet of paper. A blank sheet of paper. And he was like, what is this? It's crazy what they've gotten away with. Every single second that goes by is more time that they, and one step closer to their ultimate goal. And you know what? Now they're throwing around those terms again. The extremism. They're throwing around the it's modern day segregation. Vaccinated, unvaccinated. If you're unvaccinated now, you're in trouble. And then people say, oh, don't go through the hassle. Just accept it. And that was the point of them making everything very convenient over the last however many years. It's all about convenience, right? So people don't want to go through the hassle anymore. People don't even want to go through the hassle of cooking a dinner, right? I just cooked dinner not long ago. I made spaghetti and breadsticks and stuff. A lot of people, they don't do that because it's not convenient. So they don't like to go through the hassle, so they're not going to want to go through the hassle of not getting this thing and dealing with whatever comes down the pike. Yeah, Caleb, I'm with you, man. I'm cool I'm ready anytime. Anytime. This world is not for me anymore. If I can't move around and live my life the way I want to, like at some point in time it's gonna come where, I'm going to live my life the way I've always done it, and this system's gonna come in conflict with what I'm doing. That'll be the day. That'll be the day. It's really, 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 really crazy. And every day this thing looks like the mark. Every single day it happens. If you can't buy or sell, you can't move around. And individual companies now are, requiring this thing. And if the president can come on and, mandate the thing for all businesses, then he can come on and say, oh, all these other businesses have to require it for their customers and all of that, or else face $14,000 fine. Same thing. Same exact thing. It's called a precedent. They're setting the stage. They're building the blocks. God bless you, Caleb. You guys are awesome. I wish we could all just get together in a huge group and just like put all of our money and resources together, buy some kind of island, make some kind of flag, plant it there, declare ourselves a country, and say, screw you, you come anywhere near us, and you're going to get it. Because we're living life how we want to live. And here's another thing I was thinking before I got to go, because it's getting dark. I'm going to get on tomorrow, so you guys don't got to worry about that. Here's another thing I was thinking. If what they say, that we're all conspiracy theorists, right, and we're all undesirables, and they don't want any part of us, and we're unvaccinated, wouldn't they want that so we can get this thing and die? So they'd be happier, right? Right? Or wrong. I mean, you would think they would want that. And how, and nobody has been able to demonstrate this yet or answer this question. They just keep saying, like Fauci keeps saying, I don't have a firm answer on this, or whatever he says. How are the unvaccinated a threat to the vaccinated if the vaccine works? Just simple questions that people should ask, but people don't ask questions anymore because They just accept the prepackaged, ready to go, ready-made truths that come from their television. It's really ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and we're about to see it. They have gone. We're moving to. We're in phase 3, of course, but we're moving to the end of phase 3, and it's going to be get this thing or don't step foot out of your house, and if you do, you're going to jail. That'll be the day that we're going to all have to make a choice, but as they say, if you do righteous, you're good to go. You have a seat at the real table, the one that matters. And that table is not on this earth. Not on this earth at all. And I've seen Jeff Bezos. He's developing some technology, or he's pledging however many $1 billion to some technology that's going to increase life by 50 years. These people are terrified because they know where they're going. But they think that, oh, well, we helped Lucifer, so we're gonna have it good. No, you're not. You're deceived as well. You're gonna burn, and there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth as well, and you're gonna realize that you were also screwed over. This is insane. This is insane. Yeah, Leah, I'm getting ready to go actually too. I have to get a couple things done. It's getting dark and whatnot. I just want to come on and talk to you guys, and I will come on tomorrow, of course, and I will talk to you guys. I might make a video tomorrow as well. I'm still getting some articles together and whatnot, but I wanted to come on here and vent a little bit because, it's getting rough. It's really getting rough. What do we got here? Let's see what you guys are saying before I go. Yeah, the best people Zane, you're right. Best people at this time are the ones who will be alienated from the rest of society. And we knew this was coming. And you try to tell people that, like, oh, this is coming, the modern day segregation of peoples, and you won't be able to participate in society. And we were called conspiracy theorists. But now, instead of understanding that, people are like, no, you're wrong. You're not doing what you're told. You're the problem. And like I always say, I firmly believe that they can come on and they can say, in order to stop the spread of whatever, we got to kill off all the unvaccinated. And you know what? People would get right behind it. Right behind it. And as freedom goes, real freedom, those who actually understand it, if you stifle freedom of even one person that is your opposition of any kind, you have stifled your own freedom. That is the way it works. Those precedents will eventually reach unto you. The nurses just found, and the doctors just found that out this year. Last year, they were on, government's on my side. Haha, I'm a hero. I'm a frontline worker. This year, guess what? Tables have turned. Now you are scorned. That's crazy. That's crazy. No, thank you, Analog. Thank all of you. You guys you're really the reason I do this. If you guys weren't here right now doing this, what you're doing, I wouldn't be doing this. Well, I mean, I probably would because I was making videos when I had like 100 subscribers. And, I knew that I was going to either get a good bit or I was going to still make videos for like 100 some people. I was, happy with that. I was like, man, I got 100 people to listen to what I got to say. That's crazy. So, who knows? Who knows? But we all know what time it is. We all know what we got to do. Really, just we got to stay in prayer. We got to keep asking God for forgiveness. Keep admitting that we're all sinners and we all fall short of the glory. Ask for wisdom, discernment. Just whenever you start, just it'll come to you. Just if you don't know how or you don't know what to say, it really doesn't matter as long as you truly believe what you are doing and what you're saying. That's the problem. People are like, oh, I prayed many times and God never answered my prayers. Well, you don't actually believe then. Jesus said you must believe in your heart. There's a difference between believing in your mind or saying believing and actually believing fully with your heart. Many people have had confirmations And once you get those confirmations, you're like, oh, whoa. Or do what I did, because I told you guys I fell away from the faith for a while. I did. Right when I got out of high school, I fell into the New Age. I did, and it was terrible. And looking back on it, but at the time, I thought that was, the right way. But then I started understanding the enemy a little better. And I said, why do these people believe in this Luciferianism so much? They believe in it so much that it proves that God is real. That's how much they believe in it. It proves that the Bible is true. Or else they wouldn't believe in it so much. Just go read Albert Pike's book, Morals and Dogma, on the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, and you will find that out. He literally says it like over 100 times in there who the true God of Freemasonry is. And it's Lucifer. Curse his name. I don't know, guys. I don't know, but I'll be back tomorrow if, the good Lord's willing and I'm still here, which I hope I am, but also, you never know. You never know. But all right, let's pray so I can get out of here. I got to get some stuff done before I go to bed. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and glory forever and ever. Amen. Carol's having difficulties. I will look into that, Deborah. I will. I'll try to get a hold of her. She answers my emails sometimes, but she gets a lot of emails. I'm sure she gets way more than me, because I get a lot. All right, guys. God bless. Yeah, you're right. Educated choice. Yeah, don't waste time on Albert Pike, unless you really want to. But yeah, read your Bible. That's what we should be reading in this time. Just, you could take my word for it, or you can go check it out, or just look up how many times he says he worships Lucifer online or something. It takes like 5 seconds. If you're having trouble with, any understanding or anything like that. But good night, everybody. God bless. And I will see you all tomorrow.